What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is Battlefield 3 Conquest Sharky Peninsula. Going to be using the ACR and the Engineer Kit, of course, and pretty much just be boring and very standard gameplay-wise. Really, it truthfully is. If you're one of those guys who likes tips and tricks videos and you want to learn how can I be better, this video is pretty much basic Battlefield 101 for you. This was the first game I played in probably about 2 weeks of Battlefield 3, and it wasn't that bad score-wise. It's like I had never even bothered to take a break, but that just goes to show you how easy it is to do well in Battlefield 3 compared to so many of the players out there, which are just absolutely terrible, to be perfectly honest. Just simply moving about the map, moving smartly, moving into smart positions, good positions to be, hoarding out the minimap because it is absolutely super mega effective because the suppressor is so garbage that it's barely worth even using on anything other than a PDW, and you show up when you fire. So just pretty much play smartly. It is what it is. But speaking of that, not my main topic for today. For that, I want to talk about Armored Kill as well as the death of Battlefield as we knew it, as we know it, as it was. Maybe that kind of weird trying to paraphrase that, but anyways, tactics. The word tactics. When did the word tactics become just another replacement for slow? The word tactics does not mean slow. The word slow means slow. The word tactics means tactics. I mean, you know, you see these servers. The funniest one that I think of is in World at War. There's a bajillion hardcore tactical crouch servers. It's not tactical. It's the same bullcrap that is, you know, just regular Call of Duty. Only you crouch walk everywhere. It's not more tactical. There's no more emphasis. There's no more team play in the game. It just moves really freaking slow. It's like watching paint dry. You know, I've heard several players from, you know, these tactical crouch douchebags, because you're a douchebag if you enjoy tactical crouch, because it's the dumbest fucking thing ever. Yeah, if you want a tactical game, go play a tactical game. But, you know, players from like Arma 2 and, you know, Red Orchestra and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, this game's not tactical enough. It's all about run and gun gameplay. Which, I don't know if you guys notice this, but I'm moving about the map pretty aggressively. That's why I usually end up killing more people than most other people's in the server. Because you move, you kill, you move, you kill. That's how first-person shooters work, even realism games. But, you know, they act like moving around the map is somehow differently. Like it's inferior. You gotta be stupider to move around the map faster, when the reality of the situation is I have to calculate the exact same things that these slow-ass mofos are doing, and I have to do it by the time I get to the point B, which for me is 30 seconds. For them, it's 5 minutes. It's like, how is that more skillful? How is that more tactical? And I'm not just talking out my ass here. You guys have seen I play Red Orchestra 2, play Darkest Hour. I enjoy them greatly. I play them completely differently because you have to play them differently, because if you eat a bullet in Red Orchestra, you're dead. But it's still the same thing. It's the same stinking thing. You move about the map in the same way. Just you got to be more sure that you got more coverage. You know, you're actually clear. Because if you do eat a bullet, you're going down. But that's not tactics at all. But anyways, that rant was brought to you by Tactical Carl out there, whoever you are. But anyways, whatever. So there's my rant on tactics for the day, because it wouldn't be an Empty Box video without a rant. But anyways, on to Armored Kill. Yay, Armored Kill. It's on the horizon. It's darn near here. It is coming fast, finally. 11 months after Battlefield 3 actually came out. We're going to get Battlefield 3, perhaps. Maybe, kind of, sort of. But you know what? The more I think about it, I am excited for Armored Kill. Don't get me wrong. I've been excited for Armored Kill since it was announced way back freaking like October. Like, seriously. I want Battlefield maps. You know, I hate vehicles with a passion in Battlefield because they're boring as fook to use. to be perfectly honest. They're like point and click, yay. Woo! Where's the fun in that? Give me Red Orchestra 2 tanks. Yeah, I love those things, but you know, the larger maps are where Battlefield shines. You know, you play the close quarters domination maps, or I mean just the regular close quarters map, dominations, game type, whatever. But you play those maps, it's just shotgun, 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 explosives, shotguns, high rate of fire assault rifles, shotguns, and that's how it plays. You know, because they're small maps, that's how they should play. You know, I'm not complaining here, that's what it should be. But when you have the larger maps, like I think about Sharkey Peninsula, if you ask me, is one of the best maps in Battlefield history, because of the fact that you can do everything if you decide to do everything, you know, so to speak. You know, you see me here, I'm using a longer range carbine, and I'm using a little bit longer range engagements. You know, here I just mow down this guy getting close, but you know, the way you move about the map can determine how you use your gun. You know, basically, if I'm using a shotgun, I'm going to be taking a lot more closer ranges. You know, I'm definitely not going to be over here by this flag. I'm going to stick into the city portion of things rather than over here by a TV station in this area, because it's more open. You got longer ranges. Whereas if I'm playing recon, you know, I'm probably going to be playing in this area up to the construction site, because once you get into that city area, you're just kind of going to be screwed more often than not, because you know, the reality is with a bolt action, you just really can't drop that many enemies at one time, and players like to run around in groups. Plus, you know, Battlefield 3 with 64-man servers is just too many players, to be perfectly honest. So it just kind of screws you over, you know? You got to adjust the way you play it, but that's one of the things that makes it fun. You know, on the larger maps, the M16 is less dominant because of the fact that it's not truly supreme at long range. You know, I'd take a G3 at range rather than an M16, but for pretty much anything else, the ranges you see in Battlefield 3 as it is right now, you don't need anything more. You simply do not, which is one of the things that, you know, I like about Battlefield, or old style Battlefield, was the freedom, the size, you know. You could control your own destiny, so to speak. Which is something that Battlefield lost. Now, I don't want to say, oh my god, it's because they sold out and decided to make a Call of Duty game instead, because that's just stupid. You know, I'm not going to sit here and defend DICE and EA. I think they kind of pulled the blame with Battlefield 3, if you ask me, but, you know, series of all shapes and sizes have changed and evolved and shaken up their formula. Sometimes it works brilliantly, and it becomes the new formula, and you forget about the old in many regards, and you just enjoy the new style, whereas sometimes it just backfires and alienates the core group, you know, in this case the Battlefield veterans. It happens. You know, I think about one of the greatest games of all time, legitimately, you know, Deus Ex was quite possibly, in many regards, according to many people, the greatest video game ever. And then there was the second Deus Ex game that we won't talk about because no one wants to talk about it, because that game was just terrible in so many ways. It failed. It was a huge, huge, huge failure. You know, and then you got Deus Ex 3 Human Revolution. That game is amazing. You should go play it, definitely, if you haven't already, because it definitely is amazing. But, you know, think about, on the plus side, you know, I think about something like Metal Gear Solid. You know, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 and 3 for the original version, if I remember. I can't remember. They had too many different versions, but it was basically a top-down stealth game by and large. Metal Gear Solid 4, it basically turned itself into a third-person shooter with, you know, strong stealth elements, where it was clear that it was still a stealth game, but at the same time, it's giving you a different perspective. It was completely different. It changed the formula. Going back to playing those older Metal Gear Solid games is just like, whoa, this is weird. It's like, I can't remember, like, did we really used to play with this camera angle? I can't see crap. You know, that's a change that works successfully. You know, Deus Ex, it backfired tremendously. It is an epic fail. You know, there's so many games out there that have absolutely nothing to do with trying to cater to a different audience or anything, and just the developers just not making the game that the audience wanted. You know, it's not really target audience. It's just they thought they could get something that they would have liked, but instead it just missed the boat because, well, to add in a Deus Ex thing, I never asked for this, quite simply. You know, I think that's the thought process behind it, and I use the Danger Close dog tags for a reason, because that grenade was danger close. Cheesy joke right there. But, you know, back to Armored Kill. You know, I'm excited for it. You know, there's really no reason not to be if you have Battlefield Premium, which, you know, I did get just because I make YouTube videos, and I know you guys will definitely enjoy that. But, you know, Armored Kill is not going to save this game, I don't think, because there's so many things in Battlefield 3 that just annoy me for no reason, because they really serve no purpose. Number one offender is suppression, because what purpose does that even have? It's just annoying. Bullets are enough to suppress people. If someone is stupid enough to pop their head up into bullets, they deserve to die, and that's what they will get. But that's a different rant for a different time. That really is pretty much irrelevant at this point. You know, it's not even that suppression just annoys me or anything. It's just that it literally serves zero purpose at all. Doesn't change the game at all. So why is it here? But, you know, right now, Battlefield 3 is pretty much on ice for me. It's kind of frozen. I'm playing Bad Company 2 and enjoying it, having a blast. But at the same time, even if Armored Kill comes out, I don't think I want to play Battlefield 3 because of that stuff that just annoys me, for the simple fact that it's annoying. And then you look at the horizon, there's this little tiny game that you may have heard of if you're interested in Battlefield called PlanetSide 2, which, you know, basically looks to completely destroy Battlefield. You know, classic Battlefield. You know, it's huge. I haven't played it. I'm excited for it. I don't think the infantry combat looks like fun, but to be honest, this is actually a game that I look forward to hopping in a vehicle and just bombing the snot out of people. That's going to be fun. I'm sure some of you guys out there are in the beta, in which case I am very envious of you, and please let me know how it is if you can. Oh no, I can't break my NDA. I fully understand. But, you know, Battlefield has shifted away from its original focus, and at the same time, on PC particularly, maybe we're really lucky that there's an option that is going to basically, in theory, be the better Battlefield that we all wanted. Like, right there, that instant. Like, we don't have to suffer through a period of time where it's just like, I used to love this series, but it hasn't been anything like it since. Which, I don't know, definitely looking forward to PlanetSide 2, definitely not looking forward to Battlefield 4, as well as Bad Company 2 is awesome, so you're going to be seeing more of that, so, bye.